Welcome to our video on how much money to spend on an engagement ring. If you're planning on popping the question, you may be wondering how much you should spend on an engagement ring. In this video, we'll take a closer look at this important decision and provide some tips and advice on how much money to spend on an engagement ring. So, how much should you spend on an engagement ring? The truth is, there is no set amount that you should spend on an engagement ring. The amount you choose to spend is a personal decision that depends on your financial situation and priorities. That being said, here are a few things to consider when deciding how much to spend on an engagement ring. Your budget. The most important factor to consider is your budget. You should only spend as much as you can comfortably afford, and it's important to be honest with yourself about what you can and can't afford. If you're not sure what your budget should be, it can be helpful to create a budget and see how much you can set aside for an engagement ring. Your partner's preferences. It's also important to consider your partner's preferences. If they have a specific ring style or diamond shape in mind, you may need to adjust your budget accordingly. It's also a good idea to communicate with your partner about your budget and any concerns you may have about how much to spend. The 3-month rule. Some people follow the 3-month rule, which suggests that you should spend 3 months' salary on an engagement ring. However, this rule is not set in stone and should not be followed blindly. It's important to consider your own financial situation and priorities rather than blindly following a rule. Alternative options. Finally, consider alternative options such as lab-grown diamonds, which can be a more sustainable and cost-effective choice. You could also consider a family heirloom or vintage ring as a unique and meaningful alternative to a traditional diamond ring. So there you have it, some tips and advice on how much money to spend on an engagement ring. Remember, the most important thing is to be honest with yourself and your partner about your budget and to find a ring that represents your love and commitment in a way that feels meaningful and special to you. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one.